and it translated, "There's no God but Allah, Muhammad is the messenger."
Well,
I was like, "Oh, is that what they say before they blow up?" I mean, that's just my thinking because I don't know any better.
Yeah.
So I just Google it, like, oh, okay, like what do they say before they blow up? And like.
تذكر يوما كنت تعانق دمعة الفكر تناجي الله في صبر وترجو رحمة تسري فعاش القلب إخلاصا وصرت تحوم كالطير تحلق في ثقافات وتنهل من ربى الخير.
Asalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters and dear friends, we are in California. Yes, we are. Today I've got a special video for you guys. I met a brother called Jose. He's a Mexican brother who's come to Islam. His story is touching. He hasn't given me the full story, but even from the beginning, it's a beautiful story. He's also a security guard, quite dangerous, with a pistol. We're going to go find out what's going on. He's right next to his cop car. I'm going to be heading there. You can follow me from here, in the car, or up there. You'll find out what I'm talking about. So guys, am I taking public transport? No, I'm not. I'm going with this golf cart. Yes, this masjid has a golf cart. So we're going to Brother Joseo. He's right at that corner, inshallah, and we're going to talk to him. He seems like a very, very good brother, mashallah. And may Allah bless him. Comes from a Mexican background. I think he's the first Mexican I've ever come across. So we're going to find out exactly how he came to Islam, and here we are. He's waiting for us. Okay guys, so Brother Hosea, we're going to find out. He's going to tell me how to pronounce that right. He's here right next to his police car. Hopefully no bullets will be fired. But we're going to find out, inshallah. Follow us inside the car. Asalaamu Alaikum. You right? So let's get in the car, yeah? Okay, it's going to be hot in this car.
A little bit.
I'm going to take my jacket on. I should be fine. Right. First time I'm in an American police car.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So brother.
Luckily it's not the back. Huh?
Yeah. Are you comfortable?
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
It might be a long talk, you know.
It's all good. That's what I'm here
Okay,
for.
alhamdulillah. Okay, so Asalaamu Alaikum firstly. May Allah bless you, inshallah, for your time.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for having me.
How do you pronounce your name? I said Hosea.
It's Jose Palacios.
Jose.
Yeah.
Okay, but your Muslim name is?
Yusuf.
Okay.
Same thing.
Okay, can you explain that to us? Yeah, so brothers and sisters, he said to me Jose, because as far as I know, Joseph is Yusuf. So what is Jose? Is that like a Mexican accent? In the
it's just a Spanish version, so it's just...
Spanish, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, so Jose is Joseph in Spanish,
yeah.
and then Joseph is obviously Yusuf. So
okay.
Yeah, so instead of translating Yusuf to Joseph, you're just translating Yusuf to Jose.
Okay, mashallah, that's an interesting fact. So now, obviously, I know a lot of revert stories and stuff like that are done in a this setting inside. Before I add a bit of spice into it, yeah. So Aki, tell me your story, yeah. Okay. Before Islam, what was you doing? How did it all happen? You gave me a little brief story, but tell me, firstly, what you was doing before Islam.
Okay.
What was your first occurrence with a Muslim, and your first occurrence with Islam?
Good thing we have a couple hours on the.
Yeah.
So before I was Muslim, I grew up in a diverse neighborhood. I grew up in San Jose, California.
Yeah.
Mostly Hispanics there, of course. Didn't really come across too many other people besides a few white people and like black people. But you know, alhamdulillah, like my family was never. We've always been kind people. Never grew up with any prejudice against anyone. So whenever I saw people of any other like culture or anything, I never thought like, oh, look at them, like why are they wrapped up? Why this way? I just saw them as another human being, basically. Yeah. So we moved over here when I was younger, and I knew a couple of Muslim people in high school, but I never classified anyone like as Muslim. They were just my friends who just happened to be Arab or Middle Eastern. And I was close to them. You know, I played football. They were on the football team as well. Yeah. We were very close. And sorry, there's people coming in and out. But they weren't practicing, so I didn't learn anything about Islam or anything like that from them. It was through my own research and studies that I found it. But so leading on, you know, as life progressed on, before days of Jahiliyyah, as some people say it. I was kind of just going life, one day at a time. So I was just focusing on work and school. I grew up with religiously Catholic, so a lot of Hispanics, Mexicans are.
So all your family's Catholic, yeah?
Yeah, like Roman Catholic. Some of them will be Christian, but at the end of the day, it's kind of almost the same thing. But ever since I was little, I always had my doubts, my questions, like, okay, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? It doesn't make sense. Like, why are we praying to Jesus if he's the Son of God? Shouldn't we pray to God?
You were saying that there was an instance in your house where did you say there was a picture of Mary, the mother of Jesus, or something like that?
Yeah. So I was saying, like, how come she's covered up, and and the other people aren't supposed to cover up? Like, oh, it's just back then. And I had questions too. I was like, why is she lightly skin complected? I was like, if she's from the Middle East, she'd be like dark.
Like Jesus, blonde, blue eyes.
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. It's probably not accurate. But just those instances that so it's not that I didn't believe in God, I just became more agnostic. Okay, there's a higher being. I feel I just wasn't sure what the right path was.
Okay, so some of the brothers said that they knew you before you used to work somewhere.
Yeah, so I used to work at the grocery store over Save Mart, what we have over here. So I would just work at the cashier or work stocking the aisles. And so I guess I always say I had Muslim friends that I've known growing up here. So they taught me a few phrases like Asalaamu Alaikum.
Okay.
So whenever I saw like a Muslim person, it was mostly the women, because obviously I can tell that they're Muslim aside from the men. Whenever I walk down the aisles, I'd be like, oh, Asalaamu Alaikum. And they get excited, oh, Walaikum Salam. And they talk Arabic, and I'm like, oh, sorry, that's all I know. I don't know what you're talking about. But so that was just that. I would see him every now and then, and I would say Assalamu Alaikum. I would kind of like go on my way just to go say hi to them, because myself personally, the way I am, like, I like communicating with people. I like making people feel good about themselves, because I know
you need to do Dawah, you need to get involved in Dawah.
Inshallah, yeah, because like when I see, like, because our job is back then, go salute, say hi to every customer. But I noticed some other coworkers, when they saw them, they were kind of a little hesitant to go. I was like, I'm not afraid. I'll go say hi to them, see if they want any help with anything. But so that was it.
Okay, and what was your first occurrence with Islam? That was a Muslim, and you said Salam.
Okay.
How did you get to find out about Islam?
So it's just a couple of different instances where I would study one topic or occurrence that came up. So this might sound a little like awkward or bad point of view to get it from, but I like watching like war movies and stuff. Like say like Black Hawk Down or things like that. And so in Black Hawk Down, they would have transition scenes to where they would play the call to prayer, like, the adhan between scenes. And whenever I'd hear, I was like, man, like, I don't know what this is, but it sounds nice. Like, I wish they played that here, like, because I felt like calm and peaceful about it.
Indirectly, maybe one of the points of the video was to vilify a certain group of people, but look how in return that's caused you to then what happened?
So then another time too, like, so the same instance, they because you know how there's YouTube videos that are shared like on Facebook, and it's I believe it was like during Ramadan, it was like Tarawih, right? And they were all praying, and they had the English translations. And then so the user who posted it was saying, look at these Muslims, look how they're talking about like killing us or something like that in the prayer. But I'm sitting there, I'm actually taking the time to actually read the actual subtitles. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is nice. Like this sounds beautiful. Like, I wish I was with them. But just stuff like that. I never went in with any prejudice against like anything. I never went in with hate or anything like that.
Okay. So did you say you searched any specific? I don't know. I can't remember. Did you say you searched something in Google? Like you heard something from the adhan, or am I mistaken?
So just different things like that. I would look up like what is the noise? Like just what is that noise that comes during the movie? Like I would say noise. And then like another movie called The Kingdom. That was a part where the guy blows himself up, but before he does it, he says the shahada. this is before I knew it was the Shahada, but I had to put the subtitles on in the movie, and it translated, "There's no God but Allah, Muhammad is the messenger."
Well,
I was like, oh, is that what they say before they blow up? I mean, that's just my thinking, because I don't know any better. So I just Google it, like oh, okay, like what do they say before they blow up? And then some stuff came up, and then like I'm like, oh, that's not what it's supposed to be used for. But then you're just learning, and then I know, but as I kept going, like finding more stuff, obviously, like YouTube related videos. 3 hours later, you're on something else. But I started watching all these videos. I came across like Ahmed Deedat and all that, and then I was like, and then also Khalid Yassin. All those. And then from there, I was just like, wow, like this is a lot more similarities than I thought that there would be at all. And then as I started watching more and more videos and doing my own research, I was like, this makes more logical sense, since this answers the questions that I've had. When I look at these, I see no like contradictions or anything. And I feel like this is something for me. This is what I've been looking for, because before then in my life, everyone, no matter where you come from, you have your ups and downs. You go through similar things. Like I had a lot of close friends at a young age die in different incidences, like either in a drunk driving accident, or they got hit by a car, or just some freak accident. Then also like my aunts and my uncles, stuff like that. It makes, when things like that happen, you really start to wonder, like what's after this? What's to come? And I really started getting concerned about like my soul kind of thing.
That's interesting. My similar story as well. I had a lot of people who like commit suicide and pass away. And that gives you a big reflection that you need to change. Okay, so then what happened? Because there was one of the brothers said that they said that you want to take your shahada or something like that. I can't remember. When did you realize and say, look, this is the truth, I want to accept Islam? Or and there's an amazing story coming up as well. We're going to come up, but how did that happen?
So it's like I say, I found out all these things, like I was amazed by it. Like I was so infatuated with the whole culture, but it never dawned upon me like to become Muslim. Because for me, like I don't know why, but in my head I was like, oh, like this is for them. Like I'm like, oh, they're so lucky, like they have this, I wish I was that. But so I was still over at Save Mart, and then one of the brothers here, Omar, mashallah, his family, may Allah continue to bless them. They were coming to the checkout stand again, and then same thing, Asalaamu Alaikum, how are you guys today? And they're like, Walaikum salam, are you Muslim? And I was like, oh no. They're like, why not? I was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, oh, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, why don't you come over? We live just around the corner. They said, what time you off? I'm like, I'm off in an hour. I'm like, oh, please come over. And I was like, oh, okay, like, because I thought like, man, these people are so welcoming. Like, of course, I'm gonna accept their invite. And so, before, right when I got off, I was like, man, what do these people like to eat? So I mean, I go over to the deli section. I'm like, let me get a plate of hummus and some bread. So I take it over to them.
Some chickpeas.
Some chickpeas. So I go over there, and then so they sit down with me, and they just start asking me questions. Okay, like what do you know? Like do you have any questions? I'm like, oh, like do you, like what brought you here? And I'm telling them all these things, and they're like, wow, you know so much. Like how come you don't become Muslim? I was like, I don't know. They're like, why don't you come and take the shahada? And it's like, you people usually do it like on Fridays, right, when there's more people there, and it was a Monday. And I was like, I don't care to like wait for Friday. If I believe now, I'm gonna do it now. So we went that night, and it was for Isha prayer. And then when we came here, I prayed, and then I took the shahada, and then from there on.
That's amazing, man. It just shows you, some people are ready. They just need that little push. That's amazing, man. And so what's more beautiful, mashallah, is that like the brothers would say that you would travel 40 minutes on your skateboard.
Oh,
so what is that about, man?
So so at that time my car had broken down, and so I would like bike to work, and and bike, skateboard, whatever I can at the time. And then we had moved, because before we used to live over by Save Mart, and then we moved about a few miles by car. And so this is, obviously when you first start, you're on that hype. You want to keep researching and studying. So I would be up watching, Ahmed Deedat videos and all that, the Merciful Servant, like Islamic guidance and all that on YouTube, and until like 3 a.m. I'm like, okay, Fajr's an hour and a half. If I leave now, I can make it. So I'll start walking, and I'm listening to Quran or Adhan. I'm saying it out loud, like while I'm walking, and inshallah I'll get there like in an hour or so.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I would walk in, and then as soon as I'm walking onto the property, they're leaving. I'm like, and I have to turn around and walk back. Yeah, but
that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to people out there who are maybe right now watching this and they're in the same stage as you are, and they're in two minds about accepting Islam and taking the Shahada?
First and foremost, don't be afraid to just go talk to Muslims. You know, if you have any friends, or if there's an Islamic center near you, like I said, most of the time, you're more than welcome anywhere.
Yeah.
They're always willing to accept people to come and ask questions, invite them in, inshallah. Because honestly, if it wasn't for that family, I probably would have never took them to Shahada.
That's why Dawah is so key, brothers and sisters. What's one thing that you love about Islam? Like one thing that you say, this is absolutely beautiful.
So one thing that I would like is, because before in like Catholicism, we would have to go to the church, right? And you would have to confess to the priests in like the little box and stuff. I like how there's no middleman. Like, you don't have to tell anyone your business. It's between you and your Lord.
That is so powerful. Yeah, that is so deep, man. That's actually so deep.
Yeah, like
that is so deep, man.
And you can be like anywhere, right? And like especially with the lectures.
Exactly, innit? Remember, like if you're thinking, okay, I need to go to this specific place to repent. Do you get it? And Allah, you can do it anywhere. Do you get it? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if mankind was not to sin, I would destroy them and bring forth another nation who would sin but repent.
Exactly.
And what that shows is, it shows that Allah is saying we're going to sin. But to acknowledge, this is very important, because it's a matter of tawheed. Acknowledging I have a Lord that's of forgiving, most merciful. That's a form of tawheed. That's worship. That you're knowing, because that's why Shaitan comes and says, you're a sinner, you're going to go and do this. It wants to put you off of repenting. And repenting is not for everyone, It's not for everyone. It's something that Allah gifts with.
Exactly.
If there's anything else you want to add on? Or
so the same thing, like for me, obviously I grew up in a little rougher neighborhood and stuff. So so some people, not all reverts. Obviously, we come from different backgrounds. So of course, there's things that sometimes people might do to where like they regret, right? They feel like, for me, like I almost felt like, for sure I'm going to hell. Like I've done so many things. I've done this and that. And there's times where some things that I've done, right? And then I just sit there contemplating, like man, like there's no hope for me. There's no going back. I really felt hopeless, because there was a whole bunch of things, like probably even like the year before I became Muslim. So like I said, one of my close uncles had passed away, and then one of my ex-girlfriends who I was with for a while, like we had broken up. So I was just on a downhill slope. I was getting really depressed. I was out there drinking, partying. I was trying to fill this void. I could fill it up, but it'd be temporary. I would fill it up for the night, out at the clubs or anything. But then in the morning, it's back. It's even worse. Now I'm depressed and I have a headache.
It's true. You're adding on to your problems.
Exactly. It was, and then now, like I have so much more to be grateful for. So now, like with Islam, the teachings, like it's hard to get depressed, because like if something happens in my life, and it could be worse. As the Prophet ﷺ says, look at those who are below you instead of those who are above you.
And you can appreciate your Lord.
Exactly.
That's it, man, brothers and sisters. Actually, this was a beautiful story. MashaAllah, may Allah bless him, inshallah. We're in a beautiful state, California, and we've got more to come inshallah. Gonna set up a Salam California team here. Till next time, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Asalaamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh from me and LAPD.
دمعة الفكر تناجي الله في صبر وترجو رحمة تسري فعاش القلب إخلاصا وصرت تحوم كالطير تحلق في ثقافات وتنهل من ربى الخير ترى ما زلت تذكرها وتذكر روعة الذكر فيهدي